All right, guys. Hi, friends.
Hi, friend.
Hi, friends.
All right, this is Shane Lancaster here. One person short. Giles couldn't make it. He was being a little bit too rowdy, so we put him in the corner, gave him a little bit of a timeout.
He's being a little bit
Are you
too...
guys going to introduce yourselves?
I was waiting for
yeah,
Levi.
I'm Levi Lancaster.
And I'm Zach Price. Yeah, we're down a person today. Giles
So-
couldn't make it on this podcast, but don't worry. He will be back next week on next week's podcast. Right?
Yeah, for
With
sure.
his beautiful neck.
Yeah.
I think everyone
Yeah.
just turned off already because
Yeah.
since it's all
Yeah.
his fans.
I
Giles
know.
isn't on here. I'm out.
It's like I said, Giles is the heart of this podcast,
Yes.
and all of us are just the less interesting organs.
Well, he definitely is the funniest person on the podcast.
That's
just
true.
I know. I hate him for it. I get so jealous.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that trip to Boston so I can take out his kneecaps. End his podcasting career early.
Oh
Like
yeah, because you need
Christina
your kneecaps
Yamaguchi
to
or whatever.
podcast, right?
Yes, you definitely need kneecaps to podcast.
I'm not even wearing pants. Yeah, you
Nice.
definitely.
Yeah, you weren't wearing pants
Yeah.
either. What is it with? Do you just need the airflow on your jumps
I'm
to be
wearing
able to speak properly?
shorts. I'm wearing. It's not
He
like
just
I'm
never
naked
leaves
from
his
the
house.
waist down.
So you're wearing half pants.
Well, it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put on jeans for the fucking podcast. I'm not
I mean,
doing
I'm
that.
wearing.
I want you to put on
like
a full suit. I want you to look like James Bond when you put a. When you
Actually,
play
Levi
her.
is looking pretty dapper for the podcast. I don't know what the hell he's wearing, but yeah.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Wearing
Oh, I'm
his
wearing
usual-
work clothes. I'm always looking
usual
great.
garbage. Oh my god.
I mean, yeah, in case any children just sneak into your house and you have to take their picture real quick.
Yeah. I hate my job because there's no way to
Why?
describe. Well, no, there's no way to describe it without sounding the most creepy.
yeah,
I
think
was gonna
you-
say
you-
your job is the
My job
most
is
cake thing on the
Fucking
planet.
awesome, and I get overly paid, and I got benefits and everything. But if somebody asks me what I do for a living, they're gonna be like, "You're a
You
fucking
just say
weirdo."
you're. You just say you're a
I
photographer.
say I'm a photographer, but oh yeah, what do you do with that? Yeah, I go to.
I take pictures. You don't have to. You don't have to go into it.
I go
Yeah,
to-
you say you take pictures, then you go, and the models, and then you just leave it at that. Don't say anything
Yeah.
else about the models.
Wow.
No, but yeah, if I
Levi,
actually
you
do
don't
to-
have any room to complain about.
No,
your
my
fucking
job is fucking
I-
awesome. My job is awesome. But if honestly, I do want to make
Plus,
a
you
joke
get to
that
take
I
pictures of
do
all day.
is I go in and I take pictures of children. That's obviously if somebody heard me
That's
say
not
that,
the way
that's
to
pretty
word it,
creepy.
Levi.
Or I could say I go to schools and shoot children. So I mean, what's
That's funny. You should
I
say
mean,
that.
equally important jobs. I mean, but at least your job doesn't make you want to hang
no,
yourself
I love
on a
my
daily
fucking
basis.
life. Yeah, it's awesome.
I usually find something I usually scope out my job for something sturdy. I'd be like, yeah, that could hold my weight at least 4 times a day.
Well, that's
Be like, yeah,
Well-
that's why they don't give us ropes at work. I don't know why they would, but it's definitely
well, that's
why
what,
they don't.
I did. I was, I moved up here to Fargo with Bianca, and at first I started, delivering pizzas and cleaning toilets, and then eventually I started doing construction. I was just like, all this shit's garbage. I need to find something that I somewhat like to do. And we basically went out one day and went to photo places and places that make T-shirts or any sort of graphic design type of thing, because I know that's kind of big right now. But I just went in and applied. That's all I did. They were like, we need a photographer. I was like, sign me up, and I luckily got the job. But I mean,
Yeah, he tripped dick first into it.
yeah, I mean, I really, I
Which is
fail
actually how we met
upwards every
Bianca.
time I fail. It's upwards somehow.
Isn't that how you met Bianca?
Pretty much.
You just stumbled drunkenly into a room and fell dick first.
Oh my god. Holy
But
shit.
yeah, so he obviously has an awesome job where he gets to go out to California and do all sorts of crazy
Yep,
bullshit.
They sent me out there a couple times.
Zach, do you have a job? I don't even know if you are employed.
It's
like-
a complicated. It's complicated. Right
I mean, he goes to schools too and hangs out with children, so I guess I'm not alone with this one.
I have a tutoring job right now. I barely work. I'm essentially unemployed right now. But I'm looking. I have a degree in interpreting, and I'm looking for jobs in interpreting. There's high demand. I just don't have my certification yet.
Why don't you go to like to
I
a
was gonna
hospital or
say,
something?
that sounds like one of
Well,
those things
you
that...
need. Okay, so this is boring, but like you need certification. I don't have it. The tests you don't test in Oklahoma. They don't test. They call it the QAS, the Quality Assurance Screening Test. They don't do that test in January and February. I'm
so you have to take
looking,
it.
but I can still like do interpreting and like.
What language
in-
do you interpret?
Do you
I
do
can do it in
interpretive dancing?
schools. I can do it. No, I can do schools. I'm talking about interpreting for like sign language. So
yeah. I figured.
Oh,
yeah. Not.
that's way... You can't do that at the UN. They'll laugh you out of that place.
Yeah, it's I'm like a far way away from national certification, but there's state certification, and I can work as a substitute interpreter. I just haven't started the process of doing
Have you ever gone to like a event of any sorts and stood in front and done sign language for that said event?
Yeah, without them
yeah,
asking.
yeah, I did a
Yeah, you just
I-
run up to the front and you're just like,
yeah, I've done like
Putting up
little,
gang
cool
signs.
little community things. Like when I was in college, we had the ASL club, and when a deaf person got up and wanted to speak, there were people in there that are just like beginning learners, and so they need an interpreter.
oh, I see.
And they
Okay.
usually just pick somebody from like the higher in the interpreting classes to interpret that because it's pretty easy.
So, since the people that
What's
you're
that?
interpreting for are usually deaf,
Yeah.
can you just throw shit in there?
Well, I mean,
Like your own Yeah, like it's your own interpretation of what they're saying.
a lot of it is like ASL, American Sign Language, ASL, not age, sex, location, like many people would think.
Zach, what's your ASL?
Yeah, you just start throwing that out to the crowd. Hey, age, sex, location.
know
Obviously,
we were
we're
on
here,
MSN
so.
in the 90s.
But age and sex. Come on, let's get some chat going.
Oh, well, ASL's American Sign Language is a very direct language, and English is a very indirect language. We do a lot of like talking around the subject, and deaf people culturally and their language is more suited for direct communication. So when a normal person, when a hearing person, I shouldn't say normal, because deaf
Yeah,
people are-
normal is,
yeah,
I
it's a
think, the
bad
right word.
choice of word. If deaf people are normal, they just can't
Yeah,
hear.
those disgusting deaf people.
It's not like they're listening to this podcast.
Not without
Okay,
an
but so
interpreter
where-
like you.
Yeah, I know. Oh shit, I'm friends with interpreters.
You should see if you could get on that gig.
Yeah.
What?
Like just
You
a
should be the
really,
first.
really rich
The
deaf
first
guy.
You could charge
Yeah, just
people.
a really rich deaf guy who keeps you around to
interpret
listen to
podcasts?
podcasts.
Yeah, I'm the podcast interpreter.
No, you should
Uh,
listen to podcasts and then make videos of them, just sign language and what's going on.
Oh, that'd be hard as
That's
hell.
a $1 million idea right there.
yeah, it is.
But so like we're a hearing person. We call non-deaf people in the deaf world hearing people. I mean, so you're hearing. We're all hearing here. People listening to this are hearing people. It's a weird
Non-freakazoids.
That's
It's
racist.
it's a weird term. You say it so much in like deaf classes and
Only we
out
can say that, Zach.
talking to sign language, but
That's our word.
hearing people aren't used to that word. So when a hearing person would say something like,
Do you,
"Oh,
okay, so
that haircut
I
is
mean, can I just suggest a
Yeah?
couple of alternatives because non-hearing seems a little unwieldy. How's about unbroken people? The non-useless.
you're really like
Those that God hasn't
there's-
forsaken.
there's no way deaf people are listening to this. So you're really just like you're really going after them. They don't have anybody to defend.
They can't
for
afford
them.
it. It's like
Well, so
attacking
okay,
a child.
it's Giles isn't here this week, so I
So
feel
you
like
have
I've
to
got
be- you have
to be the
rant about
insincere one.
terribleness.
We can add deaf people to the list. So okay, back to what I
That
was
one was
saying about
already on the list.
an interesting thing about the language is, here in like the hearing world, we would say things like, when you see somebody with an ugly haircut, we'd say, that haircut's very interesting. We tell like, a little white lie. It's, it's obviously we don't like the
So you
haircut.
guys like
In the
dance
deaf
around the
world,
subject?
They would say, I hate that haircut. They're
Oh.
just a
Fuck, it's
lot
awful.
more. They're deaf
So-
people, and
so
it's not rude.
Deaf people are just assholes. Is what
No,
you're saying.
no, and that's just it's a cultural difference.
No, the language requires them to be assholes.
I mean, yeah, the language, American Sign Language requires deaf people to be more direct, and it's also a cultural thing. They appreciate directness and communication more than English speaking people. So yeah.
I've heard a bit a comedian do something about like how like if you're racist in sign language, it's like extremely racist because it's
Some
like
of the
really
signs-
specific.
Some of the signs for Asian countries had a lot these are old signs. So they
It's
had a
just
lot to
karate
do with
chops,
the
right?
eyes. Like this was like Japanese.
Yeah, like
is,
if Asian
was
you
like
just go like
pulling
this.
your eye with your pinky.
Wow. Okay, I was
That's
making
an
a
old
joke
sign.
when I said that like
That's an old sign.
that like sign language for Asian was all karate chops, but that's even worse.
Yeah, it is. That's what
Well,
he said.
okay, listen, it's not, and it's also anything that you can see in sign language is okay to talk about. It's part of the language. So yeah, your appearance, like another thing deaf people will say. This is the most common thing is like they come up to a person. It's like, oh, you've gotten fat. And that's not rude to say in sign language. That's showing
That's
it's like, oh, I
awesome.
notice that
That
you're
you're
going
fat
through
now.
something and that you're gaining weight.
I notice that you have completely let go of yourself.
Yeah, it's
and
them
you're just
showing like, oh, I noticed this
just
difference
shoving
about you.
food down your throat, and you have no self-control. You're probably a bad person.
But like as an interpreter, since that carries a totally different meaning in English.
So you have to
so
lie.
you really are
I
adding
have-
your
Yeah, you have to
interpretation
lie to
I have
to what
it's
people are
called
saying.
it's called cultural mediation, and so if a deaf person walks up to a hearing person and says, "You've gotten really fat lately," I have to find a way to spin that and to have the equivalent meaning as it does in sign language.
That's awesome.
Zach, you know what I think you should do?
Yeah. What?
Instead of that dumb podcast idea that Levi came up with, because
Yeah,
he's
what?
just a dumb person in general.
Mm-hmm.
Start the first and only sign language battle rap arena.
Oh.
I you know what? I guarantee there's probably something out there.
Yeah, I guarantee you there's art. Ooh.
Yeah, well, they apparently don't have an interpreter because I've never
Zach just
heard
exploded.
anything about it.
Jesus.
Did you guys see that
Christ.
compliment rap battle at all?
Compliment?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That was
No.
pretty good. That was a pretty good one. I don't know.
Okay, so we're on week infinity of
Fucking up.
foreigners on our
Oh, yeah.
fucking Facebook page. Levi has gotten so out there. He's getting the more and more people that respond and that send us random messages, the weirder Levi gets. It's
Yeah, he's getting
I-
like oddly esoteric about
Well, like
stuff.
somebody said something about our family today.
you
or
told him
yesterday.
your entire family was dead.
I was like, my whole family's dead.
Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, you're
Well,
getting.
so the weird thing is that like he started the conversation
Yeah, like
he knew
talking
you.
about my like that's sometimes what they do.
He's like, I hope family is doing well.
like, no, my family's dead.
My entire family's dead. Dude, you should send him a picture of Batman.
Should I?
Yeah. They're
Well,
not.
the thing about it
they're
is
obviously
that Levi
don't
Levi
understand.
says all these crazy things to these people, and then they immediately quit talking to him.
Not always. Not always. That
Well, there's
time,
some
yes.
people that try to communicate like later, like they'll wait a couple days and be like, "Oh, hi," and I'll just be like, "Hi, friend," and then it doesn't go any further because I've already been super fucking weird to them. But like
It's-
usually it'll start with something weird, like, "Oh yeah, I know your family, and we're totally cool, but I'm from India or fucking Pakistan or whatever." So it's just weird.
This is so weird because I've never heard of another podcast running into this problem with
Well,
their Facebook page. Is it really
most
just because we have the name Friends in
I
our
think it
podcast?
is, yeah. It's got to be hi friends, and the other thing is, we
Is
don't block
our
them.
description on Facebook a cool place for meeting people who just want to talk? Is that what
Well,
our description is?
No.
Either that or like foreign people love wasps.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like our fucking picture is a wasp. Like
Well,
that should be like an instant like
cover
warning
photo-
sign. Like
Our cover photo is usually something that's somewhat, kid
Oh, like cake
friendly in a way,
farts, right?
except for like cake farts. But it wasn't like it was like her farting on the cake. It
To be
wasn't
fair,
like
cake farts is an attractive woman.
not,
So
not
maybe
the,
that got
not
a
the
lot of
picture I
people.
chose.
Zach, I don't know that you're the best person to
Yeah,
ask
that's
about
actually
that.
probably true. She's a very average woman who fucking takes nasty rips on a fucking cake. Oh my god.
That was the puckeriest butthole I've ever seen, by the way.
It's really good. With the fart when she's going down on the cake is just the best. The first fart, like she can't hold it in. She can't like hold it in until she gets on the cake because I don't know what the fuck she ate to get those farts, but she just can't, and it just squeaks out. It's really good. If you haven't watched Cake Farts and you're listening to this podcast, stop. Go watch Cake Farts
Right now. Do
right
it.
now. We should
Don't
get
listen to the podcast.
Can we have this Cake Farts lady on like our 50th episode?
We should do that.
If
We
you
should
can
see if we
find
can
her.
like contact her. and
Contact the Cake Fart lady.
That would be fucking awesome.
I'd
And just
love to have her on.
an interview. Yeah, that'd be great. And then
Oh man,
fucking make
Yes,
fun of her
I'm
so
sure
hard
she
that would
wants
leave.
to come on here. You know, that actually made
love
work
her
in our
video.
favor, where we're just like, yeah, we have all of these foreign people that like us. No one you know is going to listen to this.
hey, listen. We all talk about how great that video is. It's the best video on the internet. I want that lady on the podcast.
That'd be fucking awesome.
I think J.J. Abrams should be stoned in the street for how shit his movies are compared to Cake Farts.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Shane was talking shit to me about my my Facebook photo earlier.
Oh, that you look like.
He's got a weird Facebook photo, so it's him like sitting at a computer.
I'm at
And
so
he's got,
it's me
like-
at my my
gotta look it
former
up now.
community college, and it's in there. I
and
did
like,
it.
yeah, well, see, that's what I said. Is that it looks like one of those photos that they put in a community college
I am
like brochure or something like that. Because it's you smiling into the camera with
Well,
like your
I need-
hand under your chin.
I
and you're all
needed.
like,
Well, the thing is, the issue is at the time. That's the time I took that
It look-
photo.
It looks like you're like a yearbook photo that's just like one of those random photos in the corner.
It was the issue. The thing was is like I was just that was right around the time Tinder was starting, like was
Is that
picking
your
up steam.
Tinder photo?
And I don't take any photos of me. Like there are no photos of me on Facebook. I just don't take a lot of photos of myself because I don't like my face.
you're ugly.
Well, you're never
it's
on
a problem we
Facebook
both
anyways.
share. I get it.
And I'm never on Facebook anyways, and I don't hang around a lot of people who like catalog every moment with a picture. So there's not a lot of recent photos of me on Facebook. And so my friend took that picture to put on Tinder, and was and Tinder's was I did not have a good Tinder experience.
No, I want to hear about your Tinder experience.
So it's like I never got on Grindr because I always felt like Grindr was just like a hookup thing, and I was more looking into like getting in meeting somebody and getting in a relationship and not just immediately fucking them. Like
Zach, how do
See,
you
that's
think
what I understand
get
about
into a
Grindr. Is that
relationship?
Grindr?
Grindr is the one it's a hookup. That is a
Grindr
gay
might as well
sex
just be
app.
called the fuck button.
Yeah, I mean like Grindr is a thing where I could get on. I don't have it. I should have one. You can get on Grindr and you can say, I want to fuck somebody. There's a gay person over there that wants to fuck. Like it has like proximity shit to you.
Are there gay people in
Yeah,
Oklahoma? other than
Grindr's
you?
not doing the gay community any favors.
No, I mean no. It's I mean
being,
it depends
like,
what you mean by
perverts
favor.
and everything, because that was like a
Listen,
stigma
gay
that I
men,
think
gay
followed
people,
around.
gay men are also men, and then that means they want to fuck. So
That's true.
yeah, it's
I have definitely
Anything
heard
and
that,
everything.
like, yeah, like it's super easy to hook up as a gay man. Like,
I mean if you're good looking. I don't know how.
I
easy it
hear
would be
even
for
like,
me.
well, like, cause like there's different kinds, obviously, like
I-
bears and twinks, and like there's
I
kind
don't
of a
know, I was
gonna
demographic
say, like-
for everyone.
Well, yeah.
Unless you're like a dumpster fire, like Giles is, or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, talk
Giles
shit
is
about
the
Shit on
worst gay
Giles,
guy.
yeah. He can't defend himself.
Also, he has, I don't know, syphilis.
So okay,
Nobody wants to fuck him.
so
All right, everybody come up with a lie about Giles, and then we'll pass it off as the truth. Don't listen
Giles,
to that lie part I
Giles
just
did
said.
the Boston bombing, actually.
Giles is the Boston bomber. Jesus Christ. Giles did 9/11 too. So I thought
Giles
Tinder.
has,
I
been
thought Tinder
driven
would be a
mad by
different
syphilis.
experience for gay people because we already had Grindr. That's the gay sex app. Like you can
Did
go on
that like
Grindr.
start Tinder?
No, I don't. Maybe I don't know. But
Maybe
I
I
thought
don't-
so.
you
I
don't know
thought
the
Tinder
history.
would be a different experience. I thought the gay people that would go to Tinder wouldn't just want to like hook up and bang. That they'd want to meet and go out on a date and you know lead somewhere rather than just quick hookups. My first match on Tinder was an 18-year-old, and I was 20 at the time. The issue was they were still in high school, and they asked me for a blowjob like immediately. And I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, because all
Tinder's
gay
not
dudes
my
think
thing.
about is sex,
That's
obviously.
it. That got you off of Tinder is a blowjob.
Yeah, I was like, well, if I wanted this, I would have just got a Grinder account and then done the same shit, and then I actually just
So you
got a
swiped
blowjob.
right once.
I
and then
swiped
got...
right. No, I swiped right a bunch of times. And I didn't immediately get off Tinder. I got off Tinder because it was depressing me because I wasn't getting any matches with the
I
hot
feel like,
guys.
see, that's the real thing. I feel like Tinder is just depressing in general.
It's super depressing because no matter how many times I swipe right, like I know none of these hot guys want to
Fuck
swipe
your-
right.
Well,
on
okay,
me.
so here's
Fuck
my
your
thing about
college
Tinder
boy
is
face.
like you can like get your headshots done down at Levi's studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I basically.
I
have
think I
I'm
might be a little
basically
bit old
child.
for Levi, but you know,
I got mistaken
he'd probably
for-
make an exception.
Just like
for
a month
family.
ago, I was mistaken for a high school student. I forget where I went, but
Yeah,
I
I
went
could
like,
see
I
that.
could
"What
totally
grade
see
are
that.
you in?" And I was like, I have a degree, an associate's degree from a community college, but a degree."
I can totally see you being like still in
I
high
look
school,
young.
though. When I shave
I
my
look-
face, I could actually be like 18 again. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I just look young. I looked older than I was until about 16, and then I started looking younger than I was.
Now you have a big babe face.
I have a big baby face, so I look like a little boy.
I actually have a little.
So
well,
I'm,
okay,
I'm
so
Levi's
I'm weird because
perfect
I don't have.
demographic.
Yeah, let me
I
take
don't have
photos
any
of you,
hair.
Zach.
I'm kind of weird because I don't have
Come
any
in my
hair,
basement, Zach.
but I also have a baby face, so I exist like in this weird
Well, you have a beard
in between
going
zone
on.
where I'm simultaneously like 21 and 47.
Listen, beards make people look older. That's just unless you have a shitty beard.
No, but when I shave the beard, like my baby face is there, but I'm also bald as fuck.
Yeah, like
So-
no, like the
so
thing
people
is
are like,
our
You're like a
family-
ghost of
he-
Christmas
is he
future kind of thing,
geriatric,
where you're like
or-
young and old
or
at the
is
same
he-
time.
No, is he in middle school? Where the fuck? So yeah,
Well, like it's
I
weird.
exist
Our
in, like-
family is like that because like all of us when we have a beard, we look our age, and then
Can I say this one thing real quick?
huh?
Y'all two don't look like brothers.
Oh no,
you
not
guys
at
look
all. We
No,
nothing
I'm a
alike.
all
kid.
the time. Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys look
Okay, so
nothing alike.
we have a second brother, another brother
Yeah.
that
Levi
he looks
3?
exactly like me, like to
Really?
the T. Yeah. So my dad always makes the joke that Shane is actually the milkman's son, because fucking obviously he is, because he doesn't resemble either of my parents really. Like he kind of resembles our dad.
no,
'cause
I
our-
look like dad a little bit, but
But like you were always kind of a chubby-ish, bigger kid, and like
Oh, way to
apparently Dad
just
was
call
otherwise.
Shane fat.
I had big fat flappy
were
fat guy tits when I was
Super-
younger.
Well, I mean, you were a chubster.
They've gone
but-
away a little bit with puberty, so it was sort of I went through like a reverse lady puberty.
You lost your tits.
My
when you
junk
went through
stopped
puberty?
bleeding when I hit puberty. It just used
Yeah.
to do it all the time, constantly.
He had D cups when he started, and now he's down to A's.
Yeah, it's really hurt my self-esteem. I got to tell you. But the back, like, I don't have any back pain anymore, so that's nice.
I actually know. I knew a girl in high school who had like what's bigger than
Big
double
old chest
D?
beefers.
She had huge breasts. Her breasts were ginormous.
Like E's, wouldn't it be?
Or G's or some shit. Like her breasts were gigantic, and she was like, "I'm getting a boob reduction surgery like immediately after high school because it's gonna fuck up my back." And I
Was it like?
Did they
I
give her,
see
like, a
how it
cart
could,
to
'cause
carry
it's
those things
so
around?
much weight in front of you, but like if you grow up with that, like, don't you feel like you would some sort of like adjust
Nah,
to
dude.
it? No.
I don't think so. I don't think so. That's a lot. It's a lot of women get boob reduction surgeries because of their back problems. If
Yeah.
their breasts are too
I
big.
hear that all the time too. I don't know.
I had a couple friends actually that did that. Like couple.
Sometimes I wish I had boobs just because I fidget a lot, and I figured they would be fun to play with. Can't really just like reach down your pants and start like jiggling your cock around in helicopter.
But you think it's okay to just like play with your nipples?
Yeah, right.
Like, that's okay.
You
Not
see
like your nipples,
girls-
but you could kind of like you could juggle them back and forth,
I
or
think
like make one talk to the
if
other
you're
one.
gonna,
Like,
like-
how's it going?
If you're gonna
Pretty
talk to your
good, how
boobs,
about
you might as well just touch your scrot, dude. You might as well just go full on, like hand on scrotum. Like what's the difference, really?
I would make my tits talk to each other if I had them.
You can
just-
get
I'd
them.
put on little puppet shows for children.
You can get boob implants as a man and just have tits. There's a guy who
It's not the same
There's a
thing.
guy who like was gonna
Yeah.
do like a $200,000 bet or $200,000.
yeah, he
it's
did
like
a 200,000.
20,000.
He
Was
did
it
like a
200,000?
huge. It was like I think it was 40,000. It was a lot of money.
It was a lot of money,
But
it
not
was
that
also
much.
in the 90s. But it wasn't that much money. I remember this because it wasn't like early 2000 or 90s.
And he did
wasn't
it. And he
Yeah.
still has the boobs. He
Really?
still,
He
to
kept
this
them?
day, he kept them. He said, "I just like the boobs. I like having tits."
I think he just likes being the guy
Okay,
with
but
tits.
why
who
did he get the
that.
boobs exactly?
For-
'Cause
I bet.
someone-
He was a serial
used to just
gambler.
do, yeah. Oh, he's a gambler.
yeah,
I thought
He was a
just
gambler. He
used
did
to, like-
poker. He was a poker player, but also just gambled a whole bunch. And so he like
Well, I'm guessing it helps with the poker face.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
they
exactly.
don't-
That's what
they
he
can't ever
said.
focus on your face.
That's what he said.
I thought he was like a guy that he just did like a bunch of crazy dares for money.
Yeah, he also did that, but he was a poker player
And
too.
he was like a bunch of his friends would just dare him to do a bunch of weird
Oh,
shit.
and the best thing about it is that I saw a program with him. He took off his shirt. You don't have to blur those nipples because they're on a man.
Yeah,
He
that's
had
weird.
full on tits, and they didn't bother doing the censor bar, no pixelated shit, just full on. You could just see the nipple, the areola, everything about this guy's tits.
Do you have like nice tits?
He had nice jugs.
I would
very
say
big,
no.
too.
They're kind of creepy looking.
It's
They're
definitely
like
weird
the
because they're
Are
on a
ugliest
they
man.
are they
you've
like
ever
weird
seen.
fake tit
If
looking
you like
where they're all
cover
pointing
the
off in
face
different
and
directions?
the like it just looks like they look like old tits because he's
What-
an old guy.
Yeah, what I remember is that they were like
Okay.
saggy and gross and like lopsided
yeah.
and just
Yeah.
Where
awful.
did he have like? So did he have like chest hair on his tits? Where he's like,
I have no
I mean,
idea.
I just like having the tits. I don't like doing the upkeep.
I don't know. I don't
he
know.
may have.
He
but
wears
I don't
bras.
remember. Wow, that's a weird callback. I've totally forgotten about that one.
Yeah, I watched
What?
about the guy with tits.
Oh yeah,
Jesus.
I wasn't even aware it was a thing.
No, that's a thing.
That's an old thing. That's like a
Yeah.
callback.
He did that in like the 70s or some shit. He still has.
Was it the
tits to
70s?
this-
I thought it
It
was, in
was-
the 90s.
Maybe the 90s. I don't know. He's had them for a while. He still has them.
Because I remember
Potato,
the
potato.
story when I was a kid. Like
It's
I was
awesome.
young when I saw. Yeah, that's awesome that people do that. Like I want to have a friend where I could just be like, yeah, let me give you like $20 and you can go punch a lady in the face. I don't know, do something crazy. Probably not punch someone in the face. That'd
Go
be
powerbomb that child. That you already have that friend. His name's Giles.
We'll do that for free though, and that's just out of anger, not like, oh yeah, I'll just do it for the $20.
I know he's so angry that child even exists. He's just like, oh, I hate
I
your
wonder,
innocence.
what do you think the age is for Giles that like it becomes all right? Like,
For
is
what?
it like once they become 13 and they're not a child, or is it just toddlers that he just doesn't want to
Maybe,
punch?
but then like teenagers are shitty for a number of years.
You know what the worst part is the children he hates are probably he was that child when he was a kid.
Giles, Giles was. I keep saying this, and Giles will probably refute this. I don't think Giles was a happy kid growing up. He I don't know. We'll save this story, but he definitely has some like weird growing up experiences that are like weird and fucked up.
Well, I
Like
think it's
one
just,
time,
it's something that like
Did his dad blow him?
no, yeah, no, yeah.
I think that's why he's so obsessed with it.
That's why he keeps asking everybody, is it weird?
Is it weird?
Is it weirder that he did that?
Yeah. What's weirder?
And then right after he decided to blow his dad, is that what it
Yeah,
was?
he's like,
he's like,
yeah.
he didn't think it was.
This
weird,
won't
so
nearly
he-
be as weird as that.
Well, it was just right neighborly thing to do.
Yeah. I mean, you give some and you take some. Shit.
Is that like,
can we
is that
go
your
one
motto as far as
episode without talking about
relationships go, Zach?
I'm surprised we've gone one episode without talking about Good Will Hunting. We went for a fucking combo breaker on that one.
Uh-oh, Zach's mic dropped out.
Oh, no.
What did you do?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
I
Zach
think
fucked
we've
it all
got
up.
fucking technical
No, it's
Oh,
fine.
is he back?
No, it's back.
There we go.
It
Okay.
was silent for me. Not great. But no, I just had
That's-
to unplug it and plug it back in. We're fine.
That's fine.
It
Okay.
happened. Shitty microphone. I didn't,
So, I don't know. What are we
Somebody
at for time
called me
already?
out on me saying Good Will Hunting.
yeah?
I said a bunch of wrong shit about it too. I'm not gonna watch it. It's a long fucking boring movie.
It's
Yeah, where
It's kinda
where they
good.
go over to
They
Vietnam.
go to Vietnam.
And
Which-
yeah, they go to Vietnam.
all right, and then
And Robin
he had to
Williams
dress
is
as a
a
lady,
DJ.
and then he had to dress as a
DJ.
lady.
Yeah, he's a
What's
DJ
that
who dresses as a lady
Yeah,
to
with an
take care
Irish
of his
accent.
kids.
And then he has to take care of some kids.
And then
He
he
heals
keeps developing these
he
photos
heals kid with
of his kids,
his
and he gets
and
obsessed
then
with them.
and then he gets trapped in a lamp, and he's found in Agrabah.
Yeah,
and he becomes a slave
Yeah.
to Edward or to fucking
and
Giles.
also Ben Affleck is retarded.
Yeah, and also there are apples involved, and Aladdin's retarded, and
Aladdin's retarded.
Are you saying
It's
Ben
Affleck's retarded.
He's going to play Aladdin.
yeah.
That would be a great movie.
Holy shit!
I would watch that movie actually.
Just a compilation of every Robin Williams film, just shoved into one, even the shitty ones.
Well, anyways, since we're back to talking about like the first few episodes, I have a topic.
You have a
that,
topic?
I do. Apparently, I found on the internet that Turner and Hooch. Well, first of all, do you guys know what Rule 34 is, right?
Well, I think we should say for those innocent members of the
Yes,
audience
absolutely.
that don't know
Yeah.
what Rule 34 is.
So apparently, well, there's,
Rule 34
there's rules of the
makes up
internet, if you
about
don't know,
34%
I'm
of
sure
what I
everyone
jerk off
kinda
to.
knows this. There's underground rules, and Rule 34 is if there's
If
or
something
if
exists,
if it exists, there's porn of
Yeah.
it.
if
so,
it
like-
exists, there is porn of it.
A porn version, yeah. And I found out that Turner and Hooch actually doesn't have a Rule 34.
So we got to get
I
on that, right? We got to be the makers of Turner and Hooch.
I think
Rule
any of
34.
those videos where like a dog is fucking someone technically counts.
Yeah, but the guy has to look like Tom Hanks.
It doesn't count. unless
Yeah, it
it's
doesn't
Tom
count
Hanks.
unless a guy is Tom Hanks or looks like or is Photoshop Tom Hanks.
Well, okay,
that
so
mean you
here's
could
the
pick
thing:
any
is
dog?
that like, is that they actually had a scene where Forrest Gump fucked a dog?
What?
But
What?
they Yeah, they cut that scene
Good.
out. You can only find it. You can only find it on the special edition DVD. in
You're
deleted
lying.
You
scenes.
are making this
You're
shit
making.
up.
You're fucking lying to me. That's
Don't lie to me, Shane.
I'm not
No,
lying.
you're lying.
Don't
I don't
It's
believe
like
you.
way buried in the.
Oh yeah,
deleted
you have to
scenes.
enter the Konami code.
He's all like, he just fucking the shit out of it, going Jenny.
Yeah, but then he turns into Turner
Is this?
during the middle of it, and then it slowly transitions into Turner and Hooch, and that's the rest of the deleted scene. It's the entire movie.
No, it's like when he's a kid and his legs are all fucked up, and then he fucks the dog, and then he becomes big.
Okay, so according to the Daily Dot, yeah, there's 34 surprisingly exceptions to the Rule 34.
Some of those aren't surprising, to be fair. Turner and Hooch is surprising to me.
Turner and Hooch is really surprising.
There's
I
some
mean, there's
fucked up
some
people
things
on
like a Cliff Bar.
Yeah,
that's
like-
kind of dumb.
So-
But like I could imagine.
no, but like
this-
the weirdest one is that the Canadian Prime Minister, who I gotta say is a total dreamboat.
he's super Canadian too.
He like is super handsome, and I'm pretty sure that's why he got elected as prime minister.
Did you know he was in a boxing
Speaking
match?
of
I had no idea. I only know how handsome he is. That's all I know.
He apparently
speaking of foreign diplomats and Rule 34, do you guys remember when that Russian lady came out and the internet went fucking bananas for her? She was like
Oh,
the
Sarah
defense
Palin?
minister or something like that.
Was it Sarah Palin?
And
Is that
she
what
was
you're
just
talking
this blonde lady, and
Sarah Palin.
the internet went fucking crazy and made all of this fan art for her.
No, you get on some fucking Deepwood shit. You fucking I haven't
Yeah, I don't know.
heard any of that shit.
Oh, it's great.
It's great.
Well, especially Japan apparently went crazy for
Oh,
her
wow,
and
really?
made a bunch of fan art, and also have made fan art for Donald Trump's kid. They are obsessed with him
Which
as
one?
What?
Because he has the slimy
Like-
one and then the young one.
well. His son. He's
Which
like
one?
a
He has
big.
he has two sons, doesn't he?
I guess the youngest one. All I know is that
The
he's like
slimy one.
a bishy. I don't know. He's like they make him into one of those like bishy boys with all of the fucking
Fishy.
flower petals raining down behind him, and then he has really weird gay sex with like camera bloom going on.
Donald Trump's son Barron is now an anime superstar in Japan. Oh, the
Is he an-
youngest one.
So is he an anime superstar or is he like a hentai king?
I don't know if they've gone that far. This is like a 12-year-old kid we're talking about. Again,
Oh, is it?
We're also
Can't get-
talking
can't
about
get
Japan.
away
I didn't know
okay?
he had a 12-year-old kid.
he has a
be
young,
honest with you.
he has a very young son. He has like an older son, and then he has all
Yeah,
that's
that's-
very very young.
I thought, doesn't he have like 2 older sons? And
I think
then,
so.
Like a daughter.
Yeah, the youngest one's pretty young,
I
unless
thought
it's
you were
like
talking
his.
about the younger.
I'm pretty
of
sure
the
he doesn't
older.
have grandsons. Listen, this is our like future president. I don't know shit about him. Not my
The
president.
future. I honestly, if I would have voted, which I don't vote, I
Where
would
do
have
you
voted
live?
for Donald Trump.
No, you wouldn't have.
I
I'm not friends with-
actually, I would have. And there's only one reason I would have voted for him is because when he came out, he was middle fingers up, like "fuck you."
Levi's
don't
off the
give a shit.
podcast. Hey, this is an emergency alert. Levi, breaking
Why?
news.
'Cause
Levi's
he-
off the podcast. That's such a stupid
honestly,
reason.
just made
Think
it-
about
That's
it.
just such
Who was
a
there to vote for this election season? Really,
fucking
Hillary-
I loved Hillary Clinton. You
Hillary
shut the fuck
Clinton was.
I didn't vote for either
up.
of them.
You guys are just
Yeah.
fucking pieces of shit. I know Giles doesn't
Why?
vote, but he lives in fucking
Fuck you,
Massachusetts,
Zach.
and that's a blue as hell state.
I didn't vote for either of them because it was voting for the death of the country or the death of democracy because she cheated her way
What?
into the
Oh
nomination.
yeah, like by getting more
completely
votes
true.
than Bernie Sanders. That's cheating.
Yeah, by
No, she stole a bunch of those.
She stole. Oh, she stole. What is this
And it's
weird
not- and
conspiracy
it's
theory?
not-
She
it's
won.
not the
She
last
got
4
voted for in the
seasons.
primaries.
It's not
She
like
got
the
like
last
3
few
million more
years.
votes than Bernie Sanders. She won that
No,
fucking nomination,
it's not like
dude.
It's the few last years. It's a career politician. It's like she
Yes, and
kinda-
that's like This is the president
you
of the
remember-
goddamn United States we're talking about. You just want some fucking failed businessman, jackass, racist, sexist.
No, I don't want that either. Like,
Then why
that's
would
my
you vote
point.
for him, you asshole?
Why would I have voted? If I voted,
Because
which
you're
I didn't
stupid,
Vote, so,
because you're a
like,
retard.
my actions speak louder than words because I didn't vote.
Yeah, there we go. I'd rather, honestly,
But
rather you
I
not
said
vote than
if
vote for
I
Donald
would have
Trump.
voted, I probably would have voted for Donald Trump because
That makes
really,
you an
I
idiot.
mean, it doesn't make me an idiot.
I
I
think
mean,
it
it
does.
makes our.
It makes- I
fucking
think it makes
you
system an
uninformed.
idiot,
Zach,
really.
Zach, you remember that whole thing where Russia hacked the DNC
Yeah.
and released all their emails that they keep talking about recently? Part of that whole thing was that the DNC basically told Bernie to go fuck himself, and they handed the nomination over to
Pretty
They
Hillary.
did
much.
not.
They kind of buried
Hand-
Bernie.
Do you not understand how primaries work, Shane? Primaries work
I do
like how
understand how
national
primaries
Do you know
elections-
how media
Hillary.
works, Zach?
Yeah, listen. The media hated Bernie Sanders. I get that, but still, more
No, it's
people
not
voted.
Hated Bernie Sanders.
More
For the
people
fact
voted
that-
for
Also-
Hillary Clinton in the primaries than Bernie Sanders. If Bernie Sanders were more electable, fuck this. This is not the politics I don't want to talk about this because it's making me angry, and no one wants to hear this.
I just like making you freak out. It's super fun.
I hate this. I hate talking about politics against people that
Okay,
don't
what
know
about the whole
anything.
superdelegates thing, Zach? The
Okay,
fact that all the
superdelegates is
superdelegates
just-
were in Hillary's pocket.
Superdelegates are an affront to democracy.
Zach,
It wouldn't have
what
mattered.
do
She
you
would
have
have
to
won
say about
anyway.
that?
She would have won the fucking delegates anyway. She would have won the delegates anyway, dude. She would have won anyway.
What we're
Because
saying is
people
the
people that like
system's
Bernie
fucked up.
Sanders fucking are just delusional and they don't understand how the political process
Bernie
works.
Sanders would have beaten
You
Donald
say
Trump. You
this
realize
if
that, right?
if he would have beaten Donald Trump, then he would have beaten Hillary Clinton in the fucking primaries. That logic
You know what?
makes
It
no
really
sense.
comes down to
No.
what it comes down to
No,
is
no.
when we have a president in office that's a Democrat, and
The economy
the
does
Republicans are hating the shit out of him because just for the fact that he's Democrat, or yeah, just
Black.
for that. Well, then he's
Fucking
black.
Say what you have to say, Levi, and then
no,
we're done
but-
politics. This isn't
but,
a politics con.
The reason they kind of formed together, and then the DNC was kind of split. You know, they had two different choices. It was the same thing that happened, you know, with Obama. The Republican Party was split. They had two different kind of choices that they wanted to pick, and then they picked someone, and they were like, "Well, fuck, we don't really want this guy," and you know,
What are you
and that's how
talking about
Obama
with
kind of
fucking-
got into office. I mean,
What?
it's happened.
No, John McCain pretty much fucking won those Republican primaries hands down from what I can remember. In 2008?
I honestly don't remember. All I know is that we are going way too serious.
Yeah,
on
Yeah.
this.
we are.
We haven't said the word dicks or boners.
Well, it's because Levi
Or-
talked about Levi fucking. It's Levi's
Cock
fault.
tits.
It's Levi's fault. Levi's ruining the
It's always
podcast.
my
He's off the
fault.
podcast. He's ruining it.
I'm off the podcast.
Just cut this whole fucking
we
bit.
can't have thoughtful discussion on here.
Just
all
cut
right?
the-
That will ruin the
Just
podcast.
honestly, just cut that whole bit. Cut the whole bit.
Fuck you.
Cut it. I don't
No,
want it in the
it's-
podcast.
It's going in because I want to hear the. I want the world to hear you freak out, Zach.
Jesus Christ! I can't believe I'm talking to somebody who like.
Who would have voted? Why are you
Who
so
would
angry
have
about
voted?
that, Zach?
You don't vote anyway.
I didn't vote. I
Yeah,
didn't
great,
vote, Zach.
good. Not not voting is a lot like voting. I actually do believe that.
I think people vote by not voting.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
that's
I actually
really,
do believe that.
I think that should be a vote.
I think
It's
not.
like-
Hey, listen, Hobbes' choice. There's always not voting is a vote. That's what I believe. It's weird. Well, we're not going to get
I
into
believe
it.
that Hillary Clinton is an evil
Let's move
sea
on from
serpent.
politics because it's fucking boring and it makes me angry and upset.
Guess what, Zach? Politics don't matter.
you don't say, Zach.
Whatever. Just you wait for the fucking. What?
Trump is.
I'm
going
done,
to
I'm done,
save
I'm done, I'm not
the
talking
and
about
I'm
it.
going to enjoy
Zach.
watching it.
I'm not. I'm done talking about it. Giles is the same.
It's all going to burn, and the race war is happening.
Good.
Donald
It's
Hitler
already started.
is going to
Good.
save.
I mean,
the world.
okay, so yeah, like those four kids kidnapped that white guy recently.
yeah, shade-
they're trying to kickstart the race war before Trump has the chance to do it himself.
Yes, Zach doesn't know about this apparently.
Yeah, I haven't fucking heard.
Is Chicago, right?
Because I listen to the white
I
media.
think so. Yeah, I think
you
it was
listen
Chicago.
to NPR. It's been all over NPR.
I actually haven't listened to it.
But I think it's in Chicago. These 4 African Americans,
Let's just call them black.
black
Are they from
people.
Africa?
Two. Well, they're teenagers, so that's the other thing.
Okay.
And they, two gentlemen, 2 ladies, kidnapped a white, retarded
Like
person.
yeah, mentally retarded guy.
I mean, if we're gonna give them all fucking names, we might as well name them all.
Black
fucking
is not
Yeah,
the
a bunch
same
of blackies
as
pretend
blackies
to be
and,
retard.
and the
That's what
fucking
Levi's trying to
mongoloids,
say.
the mouth breathers. Fucking
Jesus Christ, Levi.
a bunch of blackies fucking snatched up this window licker off the street and then proceeded to torture him
This
for
torture-
24 hours
it was
and
40
live stream it on
48
Facebook.
hours.
That doesn't
Yeah,
sound
and
like a
live
race
stream it.
war.
Or, yeah,
Just because
48
black
hours.
people did that to a white guy doesn't sound like. Just sound like
I mean-
a bunch of fucked up people taking advantage and torturing.
It makes as much sense as Charles Manson's race war, Helter Skelter.
Was that supposed to be a race war?
Huh?
Because he did a really bad job of turning
yeah,
that into
that
a
was
racial
all
thing.
supposed to incite a race war.
Cool.
Did you not know that?
Does he know that he picked a bunch of white people?
Well, that was the thing. He was supposed to. Why are we talking about?
Yeah, I don't want to. We got off.
Of course
We
I
got
have to
way
get-
off track, all because of Levi. Levi's ruining the fucking
really
podcast. Maybe
weird
I'm
shitty
ruining this
facts.
podcast. Who knows? Maybe it's me.
We're all ruining the podcast.
I get carried away.
You know what? We're gonna post this video up this week. We're gonna come back the next day, and the fucking Facebook page is gonna be on fire.
Right?
hope.
Exactly.
Like literally, like
on it.
like not people talking about. Like people are
Just
setting
burning
fire to it.
Pakistanis as far as the eye can see.
Oh my god. I don't want fucking.
So
I don't want to talk about.
So, anyways,
politics.
yeah, they tortured this guy for 48 hours and live streamed it on Facebook, which makes me think that like the police didn't really care that much.
It's like it's just a
Because
retard.
like they put it out there for 48 hours worth of like
Well, I think
I guess waterboarding this guy and like cutting his fucking hair off and stuff. I don't know.
I think what happened
and
was
they're just
they
like, we'll get around to
kidnapped
it.
him and then put him in this house or whatever
Oh,
they
it's-
did, and then they waited until the end to do it, or maybe I don't know.
I don't know. This is
'Cause, yeah, I don't
all
know
I
how the
know is
cops
that
would-
this is a great topic for a comedy podcast. Is what I.
Well, I
think.
think this brings up a topic of that the internet is shitty, because if people knew about this,
Yeah, this happened, and there's
and
no
they didn't
Turner and
contact
Hooch
the
porn.
police for 48 hours, I think that should be the topic of fucking of the day, is because fucking seriously, if you don't contact the police when this is happening,
I'm sure people contact. Listen, I don't know. Listen.
No, there was too many people going fake and gay. I'm
fake,
guessing that was
gay, stupid.
tits or get the fuck out.
exactly. They made that chubby white guy show his tits so many
You
times.
put a Sharpie in his asshole,
That's a fetish, you know.
shoe on his head. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's just a fucked up thing. I think, honestly, it's just tensions are high with everything.
I think it's just that Chicago's
Yeah, I think
fucked up at the
Chicago's
moment.
fucked
They've
up.
had like
Chicago's
800
at the
murders
moment.
last
It's
year or
always
something.
been fucked up. Chicago's is like the crime center of the fucking U.S., dude.
They need themselves a Batman. That's, I think, the
Yeah,
biggest
essentially.
thing.
They need a Batman.
Yeah.
Apparently, Levi's Batman. So, Levi, why don't you move to Chicago and stop some crime? What's your
Man,
family instead?
I don't want to get
I'd
kidnapped.
watch a Batman movie starring Levi.
I wouldn't.
Just like,
I'm gonna be
Hey,
straight
there's
up,
actually-
Levi.
Dark Knight.
There's
What's up?
actually this video of this skateboarder who got shot in Chicago. He
Oh,
goes
yeah.
through like his whole story. Have you seen that?
No,
It's like a
no, but I don't
20-minute
know.
video.
No.
I don't. Why are we talking about people getting shot and tortured?
I thought it was skate or die, not skate and.
Well, like that was the thing, is he what happened was he was just hanging out with his friend, and his friend kind of drove him into this bad neighborhood, and then
and somebody shot.
and just dropped him off and was like, see you
no,
later,
he
fucker.
got out and took a shotgun and shot him because he was trying to get into a gang, so he had to like kill someone. So like it was his buddy, and I know this is fucked up, but like the dude ended up like getting out of these bushes and walking out and fucking, you know, surviving and everything. But like I don't know, Chicago's a fucked up place. There's some shitty neighborhoods that like
I've never seen that video. I do remember one video of a dude pulling a gun on a skateboarder and him just fucking freaking out and beating the dude half to
I've
death
seen
with
that
a
one, too.
skateboard.
Have you ever seen that one, Zach?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Dude, it's
It's-
awesome. Like this,
Yeah, like this
this
is
dude's
like
just kinda
justice in
skateboarding down
world.
the
This is
street.
an awesome video. It'll make you feel good. It's like
this dude's just kind of like skateboarding down the street, and I think he almost like runs into these guys or
no,
something.
it kind of cuts into like these guys arguing, and the guy trying to take his skateboard, I think, and it's kind of mid into it, and it's kind of a fight, and all of a sudden this guy pulls out a gun and is like pointing at him and shit, and the dude just takes his skateboard and just beats the fuck out of him and just
He's like, oh,
He's not the.
if I'm getting
He's the hero.
if
we
I'm getting
need,
shot,
not the
I
one we
might as well
deserve
just
right now.
beat the shit out of the
It was
person.
basically Casey Jones going after a fucking bad guy.
I don't think Casey Jones ever used a skateboard, which I'm kind of disappointed
I
about.
mean, I'm sure he skateboarded around to get to different alley to alley, beat up people with guns.
How come Casey
guns.
Jones never beat anyone with a pair of skis?
Okay.
I want to see Casey Jones skiing down a fucking building.
What kind of weird path are we going? Jesus. This podcast gets away from us, doesn't it? Shane,
Zach,
didn't
I
you
think
want to
we
talk about
went
something?
there's
Didn't
too
you
much.
have something?
I think we already talked about
Did we
it.
already talk about Shane's?
I think it was the race war that was
Yeah,
going on.
the race war is coming up because we joked about it on last week's podcast. We said something about
Well,
how
maybe we can predict
the race war is
future.
coming, and then immediately, I think the day after that happened, I was like, "Holy shit, are we prophets?"
That's confirmation, but yeah. Why don't, we're gods. We can now change our?
I didn't say we were
No,
gods.
we can now change.
I just said that
We can change our-
Yeah, we
we
can change our
the
gender
word
to
of God.
deity on Facebook now, since we predicted the future.
That's what we'll do on Facebook is change Hi Friends'
Yeah.
gender to deity.
Maybe it's
Can
Giles
you
that's
change-
the god, and he's
Yeah,
having
this
us
is
speak his
this
word
is now a
for him.
comedy and religion podcast. Is what this is. A comedy, religion, and politics.
That's what we're gonna put it
podcast.
under, yeah.
And,
We'll categorize
and
it.
Giles passed the fourth commandment and said unto man, "Powerbomb nine children in my name."
God said unto man, "Would it be weirder if a dad sucked the kid off or the kid sucked the dad off?"
You know what? That's kind of like the Abraham and Isaac story.
Thou
I,
says
I don't
masturbation
remember.
is
I don't
incest.
remember Abraham blowing.
I mean,
in
right
that
before he
his
tried
story.
to
dad was
kill him.
going to kill him, but instead of Abraham killing his son Isaac, he just fucking
He has to suck his dick.
super good.
Super good. Yeah. And God said,
Instead of
"That's
Abraham,
totally weird."
Instead of Abraham stabbing Isaac, Isaac stabbed the back of his dad's throat with his
Yeah.
cock.
And God said, "That's fucked up and weird." That is definitely weirder than the other way around.
Oh.
I think I broke.
I
Levi.
think what do you guys think?
That's awesome. I think that we should call it on that.
Yeah, we're gonna cut it short this week. We're down a person,
That's
and I think
the
we
note
gotta
you
end
wanna
on a high
leave off
note.
on?
I think we gotta.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah, it's a short one this
Yeah.
week because
it's a
honestly, I didn't think that we were going to get the podcast done.
Honestly,
'cause
yeah.
we kept sleeping through it.
Because we're
even though
the
we record at
worst
night.
people ever. And we're depressed and we just hate our lives. And this is the only thing that
That's true.
keeps us alive.
yeah, but
I mean, as soon as the podcast ends, we have a suicide pact in place.
This is our manifesto.
well, listen,
We're going to
well,
live stream
I mean,
it.
So if any of you guys are still sticking around, even though Giles isn't here, just know that he should be back for the next one, and it should all
Hopefully.
be fine and dandy. So
Make sure to subscribe to twitch.tv/highfriends so that
We have a
you are
streaming?
updated as soon as we go live when we, decide to kill
yeah,
ourselves.
we're gonna do some Twitch live shit.
What
We're
game
gonna-
should we play while we do
No, no. Twitch has a live option now. You can just stream
Oh, it
real
does?
live. Yeah, you
Okay.
can just stream your life right now. Basically full circle
Yeah.
on Twitch. Back to Justin TV. All right, you can follow. You can
that? Follow us on Justin
Face-
TV.
Yeah, follow us on Justin.tv. Throw. So yeah, it's SoundCloud. Follow us on Justin.tv and
You can
SoundCloud.
follow us on Vivo.
Yeah.
You can follow us on Tinder.
Try to find us on Omegle.
Yeah, we have a MySpace page up.
You can find us on Friendster.
We have 3 LinkedIn
Live journal.
profiles. No, you can find us on Facebook at High Friends Podcast. We're on YouTube if you like to look at us on YouTube. We're on iTunes, so we're on also any place that you can find a podcast. We have a Twitter
Yeah,
that
go
we
to your
don't
podcast
use.
app.
We have an email.
And if anybody is actually listening to this and wants to give us topics to talk about and somehow turn into dads sucking their sons' dicks, you can email
Because that's our
us
go-to.
at highfriendspodcast@gmail.com.
Yep.
Yeah.
What is that, Levi?
Hi friends podcast at gmail.com.
Hey, you said it normally. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good.
Oh, is there anything else that we missed?
I
go to highfriendspodcast.com.
We missed Giles this
Oh,
week.
do we have a
This was a
website?
train wreck without him.
Edward.
Let's never do this again.
By the way, in case you guys didn't know, Edward's super handsome, so you guys can enjoy knowing that.
I was surprised when we finally saw his face. I was like, God damn.
Yeah,
I
he's a good-looking
give him
guy.
kisses.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of got one of those voices that makes you think he's not fully retarded, but at least a little bit. So
All
we
right.
were expecting a droopy eye or something,
You
or maybe
he's
a big
licked a window or
overbite. But
two.
no, he's super handsome.
All right.
Okay.
Bye, friends.
Bye, friends.
Bye, friends.